Okay, now we're going to do a different type of ANOVA using the same data. Um, this type of ANOVA is called 2x2 ANOVA because we have two different types of groups. We have whether the person is Lois or Peter, and we also have whether it was total aggression versus verbal aggression. So this type of ANOVA can see if there are any interactions. And I'll explain that when we get our results. So to do a 2x2 ANOVA, we do an ANOVA just like we did before, but we're going to add, instead of looking at groups, we're going to look at the verbal versus total aggression group and the Peter versus Lois group. So we're going to create data. So we're getting the original data from percentage aggression, and we're going to compare that to the data from the Lois and Peter grouping variable, and multiply that by the data for the type of aggression, or the grouping of type of aggression. All right, so we're going to hit return. Everything went okay. And then we want a summary of the data we just created. So we created it in the variable simple int ANOVA. So the simple interaction ANOVA. All right. And then here, so when we just compare the groups, we only get one output. So here's the F value for the groups. But now we have three outputs. This ANOVA comparison looks at, is there a difference in aggression between Lois and Peter overall? No. The p-value is way above 0.05, so we know that there isn't a difference between Lois and Peter with the data that I put in. Then it looks at, is there a difference between verbal and total aggression overall? And again, here it doesn't look like there is a difference because our p-value is way above 0.05. But then it also does the interaction comparison. So it asks, is Lois verbally aggressive more than Peter, or is Peter more totally aggressive than Lois? So that term can be more interesting than any of the other total comparisons. So these interaction factors can be very important depending on what you're looking at.